Members of the committee, members of the council, we are now joined by Mr. Saul Solomon, our Director of Law. Mr. Solomon, if you would introduce those with you.
Left is Karen Carver. Karen is our budget point person, among other things, in the office. And to my right is the man who needs no introduction. It's the Deputy Director, Michael Safley, William Michael Safley.
Thank you for being with us. Our threshold question is, can you operate within the mayor's proposed budget?
Yes, we can.
With that, the floor is yours to talk about your department and any issues or accomplishments.
Okay, just a few brief comments. First of all, I want to thank you for having these hearings and for the opportunity to speak to the council today. The state of the law department remains good. I think that we had a successful fiscal 2014, handling over 1,000 inquiries, questions, requests for advice from our various departments looking for legal advice. In addition, we estimate it'll be about 350 new cases once the fiscal year is completed in terms of litigation, which of course is in addition to our complete load of existing cases as well. Although not our primary objective, we do look for opportunities to try to bring some money in, since we are sort of just an expense line in the budget. And we've been successful in a couple of areas. One is we do get attorney's fees in connection with prosecuting delinquent tax payments, and that's brought in around $4 million over the last 5 years. So we feel good about that. In addition, in other claims and matters, last 3 years we brought in $3 million. So we feel like we try to do what we can to bring a little bit back in when it's the right thing to do. In addition, in terms of the mayor's office request for a reduction, we were able to do that through our new computer program. That is something that actually Mr. Safley had looked at before we got the request for 3% reduction, just looking for ways to be more efficient and streamlined. The product we're now using is good. The product that we decided to let go is excellent. So we did take a little hit on quality, but the value of the better product really wasn't worth it. So and that was really under Mr. Safley's leadership that we did that, looking for the best way we can contribute to the bottom line for the city. So with that, really no further comments, and we stand ready to receive any questions that you may have for us.
Thank you. Councilwoman Weiner.
I just pushed the button. You can't tell me there's nobody else in here who pushed
we're just
first.
trying to space out, folks. Everybody gets their chance, but you speak last, so you get a shot first.
So Charlie probably already pushed his button, right, Charlie?
He pushed it yesterday.
Yeah, right. So what percentage of the cases that are brought before you are actually settled versus litigation?
The great majority either settled or dismissed. We probably have more cases dismissed than we do settled, especially in federal court. So I don't have that number. We can get that for you, though. I'd be happy to do that.
Thank you.
Okay.
Councilman Tiger.
Thank you. And without Mr. Reebling in the room, I look at possible questions here to make certain individuals speak here, and I'm looking for the right question. Saul, you've discussed the impact of the budget, and you talk about the experience level and the salary range and the inability to compensate based on experience level. How great a problem is this really for you, and what would it take to be able to keep these experienced lawyers in-house rather than lose them to the private sector?
You know, we've done a pretty good job of keeping people. I think you have to find the kind of people who want to really do good work, and perhaps the second income. Both husband and wife, for example, are working. I just don't think government's ever going to be able to completely compete with the private sector, but we've gotten to the point now where we at least need to be able to, once somebody hits 3, 4, 5 years, they've learned a lot, and they're really very good lawyers, especially in our department. And so I know the budget proposal is that we get a little bit, and we're very appreciative of that, and that will help. But you know, it'll probably take, if you really wanted to solidify it, I don't know, 10%. I'm just throwing a number out there, maybe a little bit more.
Mr. Bernhardt, and you were, I think, sitting back there when I asked the question of the health department, talked about younger potential employees, you can talk about the benefits that government offered in terms of health benefits and pension benefits, but at a young age, they don't expect this to be a lifelong career and whatnot, so talking about pension benefits doesn't come into play. Do you have a comment on that?
I would generally agree with the direction you're taking. I think I think the world has changed, and the safety net of the pension is not as. Junior people just don't even think about it. They look at the salary and that's it, and they don't look at the whole package. And so, do we maintain our paternalistic attitude that they're going to be around for 30, 35 years? Certainly, some departments they probably will be, whether it's police, fire, etc. I don't think the law department is one of them. So it would be nice to somehow find a way to have a benefit that's more attractive to them and less expensive for the government. So yeah. I would agree with you on that.
Okay, and then I guess for the deputy mayor, I am going to ask the question Saul makes the comment about the failure of the budget to fund the Washington Square rent increase.
I think they're confident that we'll find a way. I think that's the message they're saying.
Well, let's hear it from the horse's mouth, since he doesn't ever get any face time.
I actually thought the legal director handled it completely appropriately. He happy and can live within the mayor's budget. I think that's the perfect answer.
Thank you.
I've given the finance director unmitigated grief since this has happened, just for your benefit, Councilman.
Councilman Claiborne.
Thank you. Mr. Solomon, in your remarks here about the experience level in the office, you said that many of the attorneys are just beginning their legal career and the overall experience level in the office has declined. Do you see that as being detrimental to the work that you do? Is that having a negative impact in the ability of the legal office to perform at a high level, or?
I don't think so. I think it puts a lot of pressure on the more senior people. We have a formal and an informal mentoring system in the office, and we're lucky that it's an extremely collegial office, so I don't think so. But what's great about young and more junior people is they have tremendous enthusiasm. They look at things from a different perspective. What's not so good about them is that they're going to make mistakes, and you have to let them make those mistakes. So will we have our share of mistakes? Yeah, we will. But we hope the mistakes are the small ones, not the large ones. Right. So is it detrimental? To a certain extent, yes, but something I think we can manage.
Okay. The other question I had, you kind of addressed there, is does that put an additional workload on the more senior people? And in doing so, does that take away from their ability to work on some of the more important issues that you may have?
I think it just extends the workday. I think you have a very dedicated group of attorneys working in the law department, and they don't trade off one for the other. They do both. So
okay.
Mr. Solomon, thank you, and let us know if that $3,600 becomes an issue, and we will insist that the finance director send us a supplemental. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.